Genghis Khan, the warrior who became a god. What if I told you the most feared warlord in human history was born in the freezing plains of Mongolia, abandoned by his own tribe, nearly starved to death, and came back to rule the largest empire the world has ever seen? This is the story of how a boy named Temujin, who once killed his own brother over food roast to become Genghis Khan, a man worshipped by millions, feared by empires, and possibly your ancestor. Temujin was born around 1162 in the vast, harsh Mongolian steppe. His tribe wasn't wealthy, they weren't powerful, and by the time Temujin was 9, he'd already lost his father poisoned by a rival clan. After that, his own people abandoned him, his mother, and his brothers to die. They lived off wild roots, rats, and scraps. It wasn't survival, it was suffering. One day, his older brother stole food. Temujin didn't argue. He killed him. That was the beginning. The world hadn't seen it yet, but something had awakened inside him. A will to dominate, or die trying. Temujin began to gather followers not with wealth, but with loyalty. He broke steppe tradition and promoted men based on merit, not bloodline. If you were skilled, you rose. If you were loyal, you lived. He forged alliances, crushed enemies, and slowly built what would become the most deadly cavalry force in the world. By 1206, after defeating his greatest rival Temujin united the fractured Mongol tribes, and they gave him a new name. Genghis Khan, universal ruler. It wasn't just a title, it was a prophecy. The Mongol army under Genghis Khan was like nothing the world had seen. These weren't foot soldiers, they were mobile death squads on horseback. Each warrior had multiple horses, could ride for days without rest, and hit hard with composite bows that pierced armor. They used feigned retreats to bait enemies into ambush. They coordinated attacks using signal flags and drums. They moved like ghosts, killed like storms. Genghis once told his men, "The greatest joy is to crush your enemies. See them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women." And he meant every word. Under Genghis Khan, the Mongols didn't just conquer lands, they annihilated them. Cities that resisted were massacred, sometimes with over 100,000 deaths in a single day. In Central Asia, the Khwarezmian Empire insulted a Mongol trade caravan. Genghis responded by launching an invasion that burned entire civilizations to the ground. But here's the twist. It wasn't just a destroyer. He created a postal system, enforced religious freedom, and unified trade along the Silk Road. The world became bloodier, but also more connected. Genghis Khan didn't just build an empire. He rewrote history with blood, steel, and fire. His death in 1227 didn't stop his legacy. His sons would go on to conquer Russia, China, the Middle East, and leave a genetic footprint so massive it still exists today. In the next episode, we'll explore how the Mongol military machine rewired warfare forever, and why no empire since has truly matched it. Hit like, subscribe, and get ready to see how 100,000 horsemen reshaped the world.